The Cow Mangler is arguably a direct upgrade to stock. You have infinite ammo, a cool Hadouken deal going on with your right click, and best of all, your enemies get... The only downside here is that you can't deal random crits or even full crits at all. Oh, and also building damage. However, I want to go over each of these stats individually to truly assess how they affect your gameplay. Go montage. Now, the main gimmick of the Cow Mangler is the Kamehameha, the Hadouken, the energy beam of doom, or as I'll call it from now on, the alt-fire. The best use case for this thing is sniping cross-map. However, other snipers are prone to spotting you and ruining your fun, so I find that equipping the gunboats and becoming a shadow in the night is the most effective technique. You make your way over to the enemy's backline and start trying to predict where they'll be in the next 5 seconds from now. One of my favorite spots I found was this one on Barnbloods, because there really isn't a spot for a sniper to stare you down from. The only fear I had ever was spies, because I'm leaving my back wide open to the rest of this room. The other use is disabling buildings, but I never got much use out of this. Once again, it's mostly useful as a sniping tool, so unless the sentry you're pointing it at has no snipers near it, you're probably not helping all too much. Although it's basically useless unless you want to play sniper, it's really just annoying to use it at the wrong time, because it empties your Mangler meter. It leaves you open to being ambushed by anyone the alt-fire didn't kill. Despite the alt-fire being the most influential stat on the gun, there are some others to it. I did mention the alt-fire's ability to disable sentries, but it can't do much to them besides that, dealing more damage to those things by smacking them with a shovel than your primary, because of the minus 80% damage dealt to the buildings. Maybe if you're coordinating with your demo man or another soldier, you can use the charge shot to disable it, then they blow it up while it's still inactive. But in a casual server, that's not going to happen. I usually found myself failing to push last because our other explosive classes weren't very good, and I just couldn't deal any damage. Now, some of these stats may lead you to believe that this is good for roamer, that you never have to retreat to an ammo kit after a pick, but a single mini sentry shuts you down even more than normal. There's nothing you can do unless you want to pepper it with a full clip and a half of direct beams before it even thinks about going down. I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure an engineer could build one of these things faster than you can reload that much, so good luck playing this on offense. Here in this clip, I have a medic trying to pop crits on me, but he must have forgotten about the stat right here, stating I'll only get mini crits out of it. I still get a few kills, but I could have done even more with full crits. In servers like Uncletopia, this isn't really an issue, because even if you have a crits med, there's usually other soldiers to pop it on. However, in casual, missing out on random crits can make you hate them even more. Like, no, I mean, I didn't want to play the game anyway. It's cool that he kills me with a crit, even though I can't even get those. This might not sound like such a huge deal, but if a casual-only soldier main has a crit kills part on his strange original or whatever, it's usually a lot higher than just the occasional pocket crits creep will give you. Just go ahead and try to play on Dust Bolt without dying to a Crockett even once. I dare you. Now, if we look back at the stats, you can see there's an item set associated with this thing. The Dr. Groordbot's Victory Pack is possibly the worst name you could have given this thing. For starters, it's impossible to pronounce first try. Secondly, the Righteous Bison doesn't go with the Cow Mangler at all, unless you're at a fashion show. The only link between these two is the art direction for them, and that they are useless against buildings. At least if you use a shotgun, you can try to deal some damage by peek firing it while it's unattended, but this thing covers no weaknesses of the Cow Mangler. Although, to be fair, it would be garbage in any set, just because it's garbage as a weapon on its own. The projectile is so slow it hurts. They move at roughly the same speed as a rocket, but you have to hit directs with them. Normally aiming with the rocket launcher is easy, but this is like only being allowed to hit air shots. Of course, I'm incredibly good at those, but I don't think anyone else could handle the immense skill required to use this thing. Anyway, back to the launcher itself. Overall, it's effectively the stock rocket launcher, except you can set people on fire and can't deal with engineers. I hope you liked this video and all the effort that went into it is rewarded by the algorithm. See you next time, I guess.